summarize her life in a vivid reinterpretation of the story Eve, as found afraid. Good morning, guys. Today is a Monday, I think. Yeah, yesterday we were at the village, and today is it's gonna be a long day. I think this vlog is going to be mostly about navigating grief because it's part of what we're doing today. So I'm just gonna start off by going to get food, just some food items, and then I'm gonna pick up my niece and nephew from school, and then whatever comes genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I don't know who this person is.
Hey, I am your niece.
You're just a hugging monster. Guys, nditini. So I just picked up my niece and nephew from school, and we're here
at lunch.
So my skin is still peeling, but
the next day.
I am getting ready for therapy. I'm going for therapy today, and then I'm also going to put together an exam care package for Gifted by Bonolo. So I think I'll just deliver it after.
Show me the car when you turn me on. When you tell me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you falling. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Gonna be sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this anymore, I go. Cause you a bad man, she don't love money. She break grass real fast like on money. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around, too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know it's tender how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night?
The next day.
So it is the last day of this vlog. So I'm just going to do a little book haul. These are the books that I have. My friend actually got me this basket last year, and since I haven't had the time to actually get floating shelves done and a proper bookshelf done, I've just put all my books in here. I don't think there are a lot though. Are they really that many? The books that I have here are just basically what I would like to say, books that you should read in your 20s, right? Well, I think. So I'm just gonna start with the first one. First book is by Robin Sharma, The 5 a.m. Club. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I literally changed my schedule at some point when I still had a normal schedule. I changed it completely to become a 5 a.m.er, and my life was so great. Pointers on what the book is all about, but it really changed my life. Like, it's a fiction book, not an amazing book. If you apply it to your life, it's just, listen, your whole life will change. But yeah, at the back it just says legendary leadership and elite performance expert Robin Sharma introduced the 5 a.m. Club, a concept over 20 years ago. It is based on a revolutionary morning routine that has helped his clients maximize their productivity, activate their best health, and bulletproof their serenity in this age of overwhelming complexity. So I highly recommend this book in your 20s. It's a great book. If you start having these type of habits, or this particular habits, let me say, just being a 5 a.m.er can change your whole life. I think Mpumile Dwaba has also spoken about this. She literally lives by it. So the next book that I feel you should read in your 20s, but this one is just for females. It's Woman Evolved by Sarah Jakes Roberts. So firstly, I just love the cover as it is. I'm a huge fan, and you know, reading this book, it did wonders for my life. Like, I have no words. I want to read it again in a year and then just see how I'm going to relate to it this time. And in a year, so much will have changed. So I just want to see what's going to happen exactly. And parts of me were healing even from the book. I was just... Listen, I enjoyed this book and I highly recommend it for females in their 20s. At the back, why do I keep saying back? At the back, it just says, the most unappreciated woman in history is Eve. We are so blinded by her mistake that we don't see how she gathered the pieces she had left and dared to revolutionize her life. In a vivid reinterpretation of the story Eve, as found in the book of Genesis, Sarah Jakes Roberts helps us to learn lessons on womanhood and the strength hidden in Eve's story. Sarah believes every woman has an opportunity to dig deeper and grow wiser, regardless of what they've gone through. Listen, if there are things you feel you need to heal from, this is the book. Another amazing book that I feel you should read in your 20s has to be Stockville's by Palesa. This book is amazing. Of course, when you're living in our country, some of the things aren't really, I wouldn't say applicable, but you would have to really research when it comes to Tswana. It's based on South Africa, so most of the information is based on South African products, and but it's a really good book. It's a really good book because it can get you started on that financial literacy and financial freedom journey. And at the back, I'm just going to read out what it says. Stockvilles are on the move, moving from villages to cities, from mattresses into savings accounts and investment instruments. And as they move, they evolve. The English bundles... Anyways, they evolve and their potential for growth and their ability to create wealth increases. Ntombi Tisani. The South African economy, the South African economy has a secret weapon, Stockvilles. At present, around 49 billion is saved annually by 11 million South Africans in more than 800 Stockvilles. But how can you harness this collective power to achieve your savings goal? If you want to find out more, you better read this book, honey. Amazing book that I feel you should read in your 20s. What's Your Move by Nicolette Mashile. I think I first discovered Nicolette when I was on YouTube. She is a YouTuber. She was just talking about personal finances because I felt right after varsity, you know, I wasn't navigating my finances well. And when I came across her videos on YouTube, she mentioned that she wrote this book, What's Your Move? And I found it at Exclusive Books. I don't remember the price, but it's a really great book. You just have to read it more than once so that you can, you know, when you read a book the first time, you're going to grasp certain things, or you're going to relate to certain things. When you read it the second time, you see the things that you didn't actually notice the first time. I think that's what happens with me. So at the back, it just says, Nicolette Mashile, founder of Financial Bunnies and a champion of personal finance education across the African continent, shares stories from her own life and journey with money in order to redefine personal finance management. And that's actually true. The stories in here are hilarious, but they'll really teach you about personal finance. I think that I was really in my personal finance era when I really started getting into reading. So most of the books that I feel you should read in your 20s are mostly about personal finance. And this one is also South African based. It was written by a South African author, Mapalo Maku. I also discovered her on YouTube as well and found out that she wrote this book, as well as Nicolette. Actually, she's in South Africa. She's South African based, and yeah, all they can really help you with planning out your life and how exactly you want to move about your finances. So this one is You're Not Broke, You're Pre-Rich, Dish Debt, Stop Living from Payday to Payday, and Manage Black Tax to Live Your Best Life. I think this was a really great book. At the back, she just wrote that I wrote this book because I believe the road to financial freedom is a journey everyone can embark on. I wrote this book with you in mind, you who perhaps have never been taught anything about how money works, you who have been too intimidated to pick up and read a book about personal finance because you were too scared of the jargon, you who want to get your money right. I had you in mind when I wrote this book. So I also got this one from Exclusive Books. If you want to get it, you can get it there. But I don't remember the price as well. The next book is by Viola Davis, Finding Me. It was a hard book to read. It was definitely a hard book to read. It was very interesting though. I highly recommend reading this book. She put her all into this book, so I feel it's a good book to read in your 20s. You can always visit in your 30s as well. At the back, she just says, in this book, you will meet a little girl named Viola, who ran from her past until she made a life-changing decision to stop running forever. This is my story, from a crumbling apartment in Central Falls, Rhode Island, to the stage in New York City and beyond. This is the path I took to finding my purpose, but also my voice in a world that didn't always see me. The next book that I feel you should read in your 20s is It Ends With Us. So this book was so unpredictable, if I can say that, because the storyline was so different from what I thought it would be. I enjoyed reading it, but parts of it was so painful and so hard to read. But then again, it's a great book. I really enjoyed it. I don't really have that much to say about it. I think it's a sequel because there's also It Starts With Us. I think I'll try and find a picture and put it somewhere here. And you know what? This is a great book. I think it's based on fiction. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure what it's based on, but it's a really great book and I recommend that you read it in your 20s or even in your 30s. So back it says, Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from a small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ral Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Next book that I feel you need to read in your 20s, Tswana. Okay, I got a pink one because I really kind of like pink. I'm not sure if it's pink purple or it's just pink. Obviously this one goes with religion and if you're a Christian, but this is an important book to read. I've heard that you need to read it from the book of John in order to understand it better. So I think the best time to read this through and through is when you're fasting. But yeah, whichever period that you're fasting, it's a good time to study this book and try and understand it better. But obviously if you're not Christian, you won't be reading this book. So this one is just basically when you're in your 20s, try as much as possible to just get nuggets from the Bible. And then the last part, just before I close off this vlog, I believe in having a journal. I used to write points I got from books in like small journals, small notepads, but then I just don't have time to do that anymore. But I do have these journals. I got this one in East Rand. I think it was 120 rands. And then I also won this one at the beginning of the year. It's 650 pula. This one is more of a planner than a journal actually, but there are sections where you need to journal and everything. And then there's this one. My friend got it for me as a gift, and it's just been one of those books that I really take time out to journal in. It has my little bookmark in it. It's kind of dusty, but yeah. Those are most of the books that I feel you should read in your 20s. I forgot one book. And this is the book. I absolutely love this book. It's so entertaining. Like, you can't put it down. It is such an amazing book, and I highly recommend that you read it. It's an amazing book. I love it so much. A spellbinding novel about love, glamour, and the price of fame. Ooh, listen, you need to read. So just in closing, I recently helped start another book club. It's a corporate book club, not like SOAR. SOAR book club is just for my girls and my co-founders' friends as well. We just came together and we wanted to create a platform where we could read continuously, where we could encourage the habit of reading, and where we could try and form a women's empowerment platform. Now the new book club that we formed is just for corporate. It's a corporate book club. It is more focused on who we are as, you know, employees, as employers, and what we do in the workspace, how we can better our workspaces through the books that we read. And it's going to be a bit different from what SOAR is, but I'm really looking forward to it. Right now we're reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's like a 600-page book, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a new challenge for me. I'm getting to know new people. It's also great for networking as well, and it's really, really great. I am so happy with it, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope that you get one of these books, and I hope that you tune into the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog and the sit down part. But thank you so much for watching. See you on the next vlog.
Don't be so hard to reach. Just pick up your phone. Tell me.